I never thought a single text message would flip my entire world upside down. But on Friday morning, just 3 days ago, I woke up to a notification that would change everything. At first, I laughed. Modeling? Me? I'm a 22-year-old guy who barely knows how to pose in a group photo without looking like a misplaced lamppost. So, I replied the way any normal person would. But then the next message came through. My entire body froze. A girl? For money? 75,000 rupees. My mind spiraled. I had rent due. Credit card bills stacking up. My bike needed servicing. I was drowning financially, and this absurd offer, was like a golden rope thrown into my sinking world. Still, I hesitated. 2 days as a girl? I don't even know how to walk in heels, I typed. Their reply came instantly. Don't worry. We'll teach you everything. Hair, makeup, clothes, persona. You just follow instructions. You'll look convincing. Promise. Convincing. That single word clung to me like static electricity. Convincing enough. To pass? I exhaled slowly, staring at my reflection in the phone screen. Sharp jawline. Scruffy stubble. A face that screamed average guy. I should have declined. But desperation doesn't ask for permission. I'm in, I typed back. And with that single message, I had no idea I'd just signed up for a transformation I might never fully come back from. When the Uber dropped me at the studio, I stepped out into a sleek glass building that looked way out of my league. Inside, a woman in a sharp black blazer marched toward me like she'd been waiting all morning. Sahil? She asked. Yeah, I answered, voice cracking slightly. She smiled. Perfect. I'm Nina. I'll be managing your transformation. Transformation. The word hit different hearing it from someone else. She ushered me into a bright room filled with mirrors, makeup lights, racks of clothing, and 3 people staring at me like I was a science project they were excited to dissect. This is our team, Nina said. Hair, makeup, wardrobe. The makeup artist, a guy with perfect eyeliner, clapped his hands. Oh, he's going to be gorgeous. I blinked. I'm not sure about that. No, he said, stepping closer, grabbing my chin. You've got gentle features. Soft skin. With the right shaping, you'll pass beautifully. I swallowed hard. This was happening. Suddenly, wardrobe tossed a bundle of clothes into my arms. Strip to your boxers, she instructed, and put this on. I stepped behind a screen, heart pounding. The outfit was, well, very not me. A silky nude camisole, smooth, stretchy undergarments, and something that looked suspiciously like padded shorts. When I emerged, they all nodded approvingly. Let's build our girl, makeup guy said dramatically. And then everything happened fast. My face was cleansed, moisturized, primed. My eyebrows were shaped. My stubble disappeared under layers of color corrector and foundation. Contours carved out cheekbones I didn't know I had. My eyelashes were curled, mascaraed, and framed with soft brown eyeshadow that made my eyes look bigger, softer. Then came the lips. Pink, glossy, shiny, soft. I didn't breathe while he worked. Meanwhile, hair guy fitted a wig onto a head form, a long, wavy, dark brown piece that looked more real than reality. When he finally placed it on my head and adjusted it, I felt the strands graze my shoulders. It was surreal, unsettling, weirdly exciting. Finally, wardrobe returned with the outfit. Try this. A floral skirt. Soft pastel pink. With a fitted white blouse that cinched at the waist. Heels, modest ones, but heels nonetheless. I stared at them like they were alien artifacts. You'll get used to them, she said. Now put everything on. I stepped into the skirt, feeling the fabric glide against my freshly shaved legs. The blouse hugged my body in a way clothes had never hugged me before. When I finally buckled the heels and stood, I wobbled so violently that Nina grabbed my arms. Relax, she laughed. Bend the knees a little. Short steps. When they finished coaching me and turned me toward the mirror, I froze. Because the person staring back at me wasn't me. Not even close. She was delicate. Soft. Pretty. A little nervous looking, sure, but undeniably feminine. I couldn't look away. For a moment, I forgot to breathe. And for the first time in my life, I wondered, not fearfully, not anxiously, but curiously, what if this really could be me? But before the thought could grow roots, Nina clapped. We're behind schedule. Let's go. Your first shoot starts in 20 minutes. The studio set was buzzing, lights being adjusted, props being moved, assistants jogging around with clipboards. And then the photographer spotted me. He blinked twice. This is the replacement? He asked. Nina grinned. Yes. Meet Sana. Sana. It hit my ears like a spark. That was my name. For the weekend. That'll work, the photographer said approvingly. Let's get her into position. Her. God. I took my spot on the set, a pastel background with floating floral props. My hands shook slightly as the photographer lifted his camera. Relax your shoulders, he instructed. Tilt your head. Softer expression. There. Beautiful. Hold that. The flash went off. Beautiful. He said it so naturally. After a while, I started easing into it. The poses felt less awkward. The heels felt less dangerous. The skirt swished when I shifted my weight, and, unexpectedly, I liked the feeling. It made me feel graceful. Is that strange? Probably. But it was real. By lunchtime, I'd done 4 outfits. Skirts, light dresses, a chic blazer and skirt combo that made me feel oddly powerful. Every time I checked the mirror, the reflection didn't scare me anymore. In fact, I kind of looked forward to seeing her. Around 6 p.m., Nina finally said, "We're done for today. Go home, rest, and be back at 10 a.m. tomorrow." Wait, I said, panic rising. Home? Dressed like this? She raised an eyebrow. Of course not. But we need you to stay in character all weekend. You'll take the wig, makeup kit, and outfits we give you. Don't break the look. My throat dried. So I have to stay as Sana until Sunday night. Exactly. I should have refused. I should have run. But instead, I nodded. And before leaving, makeup guy handed me a small bag. Touch-ups, he said. And this, just in case. I peeked inside. Lip gloss, mascara, and a pair of clip-on earrings. Thanks, I muttered. He winked. Trust me, if you're going to spend the weekend as a girl, you might as well enjoy it. The Uber ride home was a nightmare. Every time the driver glanced in the rearview mirror, I panicked. Does he recognize me? Does he know I'm not really a girl? But his eyes never lingered. In fact, he barely looked at me at all. Which meant I passed. The thrill that ran through me was electric. When I finally got home, I rushed inside and locked the door, pressing my back against it. Silence. Alone. Just me, and Sana. I walked to the mirror again, hands trembling slightly. She stared back at me, her hair falling softly over her shoulders, lips gleaming gently under the hallway light, skirt swaying with every step. And suddenly, I whispered her name. Sana. It felt strange in my voice. Soft. Almost musical. I touched my cheek. The contour. The blush. The warmth. Then the wig. Then the skirt. Every inch of the transformation. And I didn't know whether to feel scared or fascinated. I sat on my bed, letting the skirt billow around me. It was unreal, unnatural, maybe even wrong. But it also felt like a door had opened somewhere inside me, and a breeze I'd never known was drifting through. I didn't take the wig off. Or the makeup. Or the clothes. I slept as Sana. The next morning, I woke up with hair in my face and lip gloss faintly smudged on my pillow. And the crazy part? It didn't bother me. If anything, I felt eager. Excited to go back to the studio. To be seen again. Admired again. Not as the invisible guy I usually was, but as someone softer. Someone who took up space in a different way. Someone beautiful. I showered carefully, making sure not to destroy the wig cap, applied the makeup exactly how they showed me, slipped into the light blue dress they provided, and stared at myself. Not bad. Too good, actually. I took an Uber again. The driver called me madam twice. My stomach did a flip. I kind of liked it. Saturday's shoot was even more intense. More outfits. More poses. More compliments. But the real turning point came during the lunch break. I went to the cafe across the street, fully dressed as Sana, and when I ordered iced coffee, the barista smiled warmly. "Your dress is lovely," she said. I giggled. Actually giggled. Like it came out naturally. Oh, thank you, I said softly. And at that moment, I realized something horrifying. I wasn't pretending anymore. I was just being. The way I held the cup. The way I tucked my hair behind my ear. The way I crossed my legs instinctively when I sat down. It wasn't forced. It wasn't rehearsed. It felt natural. Too natural. By evening, the photographer pulled Nina aside. They whispered. Then Nina turned to me. "We want you for next month's campaign too," she said. I blinked. But the transformation. It's temporary. Just for the weekend. She crossed her arms. "Sahil, you're good at this. Really good. And honestly, you seem to be enjoying it." My breath caught. Was it that obvious? I hesitated. "I don't know." She stepped closer, lowering her voice. "Look. No pressure. But sometimes, we discover parts of ourselves only when we're pushed into unfamiliar spaces. Maybe this weekend isn't about money. Maybe it's about you finally seeing yourself clearly." Her words hit something deep in my chest. I didn't respond. I couldn't. Saturday night was the hardest. I got home, dropped the bag of outfits on the floor, and stared into the mirror again. Sana looked back with tired eyes splashed with leftover eyeliner. But she still looked beautiful. And then the harsh truth settled in. I didn't want to wipe her away. I didn't want to go back to being just Sahil. I didn't want this to end. The thought terrified me. So I sat there, on the floor, still in my lavender dress, and whispered, "What's happening to me?" But no answer came. Just silence. And Sana's reflection, staring back with a knowing softness. Sunday was the final shoot. We did outdoor scenes, parks, streets, cafes. Crowds walked past me without suspicion. Some even smiled. A few guys glanced twice. No one saw Sahil. They only saw Sana. And while part of me panicked, another part bloomed. At one point, a little girl tugged on her mother's sleeve and whispered, "Mommy, she's so pretty." My heart nearly burst. Pretty. Me. But the climax came when a group of my college classmates walked into the cafe where we were shooting. Panic slammed into me like a truck. Oh God. If they recognized me, if they suspected, if they found out. I froze in place. Breath gone. Heart racing. One of them, Rohit, looked straight at me. My stomach flipped upside down. He walked closer. "Please don't recognize me. Please don't recognize me. Please." "Excuse me," he said politely. "Are you done with this seat?" I blinked. "Oh, yes. Sorry." He nodded, gave a small smile, and walked past. He didn't recognize me. None of them did. I was invisible, and yet more visible than ever before. And in that moment, with my heart pounding and my hands shaking, I realized. I wasn't afraid anymore. I was free. By evening, the shoot wrapped. Nina hugged me. The team cheered. They handed me the envelope with my payment. "You did amazing, Sana," the photographer said. I corrected him instinctively. Sahil. But the name sounded foreign now. Wrong. Tight. Uncomfortable. He paused, then smiled. "You can be both." Could I? Did I want to? I didn't know. Not yet. But as I walked out of the studio, heels clicking against the pavement, hair swaying in the breeze, skirt fluttering around my legs, I realized something profound. This weekend wasn't just a job. It wasn't just a transformation. It wasn't just pretending. It was awakening. A quiet, gentle voice inside me whispering that maybe, just maybe, there was more to me than I ever allowed myself to see. When I got home for the final time, I didn't rush to take off the wig or the makeup or the clothes. Instead, I sat by the mirror and looked at both names written in my reflection. Sahil. Sana. Two worlds. Two identities. Two versions of me. And for the first time ever, I didn't feel like I had to choose. I could be whoever I wanted. Whenever I wanted. And no amount of money could ever compare to the freedom that realization gave me. If you're listening to this, maybe you're standing at the edge of your own unexpected transformation. Scared, unsure, confused, or curious. Maybe life will throw you something strange, something challenging, something that pushes you beyond every boundary you thought you had. Don't run from it. Explore it. Let yourself grow, even if it terrifies you. Let yourself question who you are. Let yourself discover who you could be. Because sometimes, the person you become, even for a weekend, might just be the most honest version of you. And trust me, that kind of courage, that kind of truth, it's priceless.